Okay, so Sylas, with he digs deep into his well of heroism, and he puts his hand on like the back of the bird's head where its neck is, and he just puts his forehead against it and goes, "Come now, we shall form a fighting force together to protect people. Reform your ways, helpful animal."
And Yara's like, but Sylas, remember, it has an axe in its head. No!
You're literally putting your face up to its axe.
Yeah, I'm like nuzzling the side of the axe. Oh my god. Well, I rolled a 2, so then it's 2 on the dice. I am actually trained in animal handling, but a 6 won't clear it.
Nope. And Rufus, your turn. You see that this guy is like purposely shoving his head against the axe part of the bird, and Yara is like, he should do the other side, then maybe they'll do the front. Rufus.
Oh, yep. Okay.
You can always assist. In D&D, there's if you don't know what to do with your action, and you see one of your allies struggling to do something, you can take your action to assist them, and give them advantage the next time they attempt it.
Okay.
So you can assist me by helping me
turning the
get
bird
up there, or you can assist me by pureeing the bird.
I think we want to keep the birds if we can have them as mounts.
Right? I'm kind of digging these birds.
The clockwork birds? Yeah.
And we're obviously gonna pay them.
Yeah. Clockwork ostriches. Clockstriches. Woo! We're gonna ride our clockstriches. Okay. No. I'm just gonna run over to where Sylas is and I guess assist with animal handling.
Yeah, so pretty much what you do is like you
hold the bird still or something.
Yeah, so you move over and you park your bird right next to the other one and like hold its range to like calm it down a little bit, making Sylas's job to mounting up.
And I'm just gonna yell something to the effect of "Get on the bird!"
It's moving its feet very aggressively.
Yara, it's just like she's like, all right, well, you guys handle the birds. I'm gonna go check the bodies for the ones you picked off already. I'm gonna take a quick look there, make sure they don't have anything funny in them. I'm not a mech, but still, I want to take a look. After Yara, the bird.
I was gonna say, presumably the bird's gonna take a bite.
So she's just walking away when we're still in the middle of this bird that's trying to attack us.
I mean,
we're in combat.
It's 3 people on 1 bird, and she really trusts Sylas to be in charge of things.
Oh yeah, I'm a hero.
Rufus does not like this woman at all.
Sylas, the bird also fails you, even though you gave it everything it needed to slash your head in half.
You know what?
It somehow missed because Rufus is holding it too tight.
Because its heart isn't in it. Because it
doesn't have a heart.
Truly resounded with my heroic speech.
Or because its heart is now a bunch of gears.
I want to find the bird. I think Ben goes first.
I do.
Yes, actually, it is Randall.
I was going to go investigate the dead bodies.
You still can.
I will do that.
So
weirdly
you're gonna have to dismount.
I'm afraid to do that, so I will do it from above. I will not gather.
So
you're gonna go
I will use my staff. I will use my staff to like poke at it and like.
So you're gonna go mansplain to Yara how to do the job, right?
Yes.
It's like you miss a spot. Oh God. All right, Sylas.
I scramble up.
Wait.
I have a 20 animal handling check.
Oh yeah, you mount up, and the bird once again goes back under control. And after a while, they just like completely give in to your commands. Like after a few seconds, even like you ride them around like you're riding a new bike, and they get used to your commands and no longer resist you. You don't have to do continuous animal handling checks to keep them in check.
Okay. During this time, I would like to look over at Rufus. Rufus, my friend, you fought quite well, and you can have back 7 HP.
Woo!
I was saving it in case you dropped.
Yeah.
during that minute that you spent riding the birds around, Yara was like going through these guys' pockets and like going through everything that she could go through. And when you come back to her, she's holding a device in her hand and she's like, "Is this good?" And you see that she's holding what can only be described as a digivice. And it has it's a digivice, and the Dragon Ball Z sphere locator had a baby. And it is beeping and making a very annoying sound while a red light flashes on the screen.
I'm right there, so I guess I'll take a look at that.
Yeah, go ahead. Make an investigation roll.
I'm currently playing with my ostrich pockets, which I didn't know were a thing before today.
Yeah, I'm looking at all of the saddlebags.
Yeah, it's
or are they
saddlebags.
part of the ostrich?
They're saddlebags. They're saddlebags.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that another one?
Yeah. Throw these dice away, man. I just...
So Randall keeps rolling
Not
once.
right there, because my vacuum will get choked on him.
And that's the final one. You'll find it lodged in your dead vacuum's throat.
My dead robot vacuum.
So Randall puts it in his mouth.
So Randall's
It's blinking. I don't know.
You unfortunately. What's the total for that roll? Even with a
It
1?
would be a 4.
Oh my. Yeah, Randall has no idea what that thing is. Is any of you trained Arcana?
I am
You can attempt to do an Arcana check as well.
with a different dice. Hey, 12
Anyone else trained
Total on
Arcana?
the dice.
total.
I mean, I'd rather give a help action if it's possible. So I just come and start poking it, and like,
Because that's helpful
I
somehow.
wonder what this does.
Yeah, pushing the buttons.
Arcana again? Or...
Mhm.
Hey, that's a 15.
All right. So with a 15, you're able to tell that this is some sort of divination device that provides a location. And
Sorry, point of order. Did Sylas and I find anything in our
I'll
saddlebags?
tell you in a second because he was already interacting with this.
I don't know
with this
which
item.
thing happened first.
So, Randall, unfortunately, because you failed your investigation, you're not able to tell how this device works. But you can tell that it's some sort of like location device. And in the bags, you find plenty of vials of oil, which, like I said before, oil is very rare and very expensive in this world. But there are different colors, and they're all labeled in a language that you do not recognize.
And there are holes on the ostriches that have oil in them.
Yeah, there's holes that look like a gasoline. What do you call this? Like where you put the gasoline nozzle in?
The
Yeah.
the gas cap, like where the
the gas hole. It has a gasoline hole, yeah. I came out very wrong.
Yep, it's got a gas hole. You said it, it's canon now.
Oh, God.
Okay then.
You also find discs. Pretty much like CDs. There are in like those horrible early 2000 CD holders, like the CD albums.
like accordion fold.
Yeah, like an accordion full, yes.
Those things.
You find one of those, and you don't know what they are. You never seen anything like this before. Neither of you.
Okay then. I don't know what they are.
And that's all there is.
Is there anything I can do to try and figure out what they are? Like, can I roll an investigation check or
For which? For the oils or the discs?
for the discs?
Yeah, make an investigation roll
Just
and
to know what
and
they
a
are.
history if you want.
Well, I'm proficient in investigation.
All right.
So I got a total of 16.
Oh, that's good. So with a 16, you can tell that this discs, again, they're a little smaller than actual CDs. They're more like GameCube discs.
Has a little mini disc.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
about like 4 inches across at the most. And just by looking at the patterns on the writing on them, again, it's a language I've never encountered before. But there's a pattern of like it's pretty much the same words next to each other, and then one digit changes in the end. So it's either a series of discs in the same thing, just with one digit in the end changing.
Okay. Interesting.
It's actually just University of Phoenix Online's course.
What was
It's
the name?
Encyclopedia Britannica from 2001.
What was the name of that encyclopedia thing that came in DVDs?
Oh, I don't know.
Encarta. It's just Encarta.
Perhaps we should take these back to Manuela. She might have some insight.
Yeah.
I agree, but I feel that this device is some kind of locator device. I don't know if it's trying to find other things or other things trying to find this.
So I'm going to drive my little clockstridge over to where I dropped my
I
longbow.
like that. We all have a clock stridge.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
I'm gonna get off the clockstridge. Does it start to attack when I dismount?
No.
Okay. I pick up my longbow, put it like on my back or whatever, get back on the clockstridge, go back over to where you found the little device thingy. I want to run an investigation check on the device to see if we can figure out what it actually
Roll for
is. Total of 10. I don't think that wins.
Better than my roll.
With just the 10, you cannot get too much from it, but you find a button on the side of it that when you push
I
it,
push the button.
a disc comes out of it. One of the discs that was inside comes out, and the beeping stops.
Hey!
So, okay.
Yeah, I think we're like striding up, and I kind of just want to take. Well, I give. Well, you take the disc. I kind of want to take one of the other mini ones, put it in, and close the compartment.
That's what I was
and
about
see
to
what
do.
happens.
I
Yeah.
trade you the disc.
Cool. So you start looking for stuff, and we're just playing with our new toy.
So when you put another disc on it, the red light zooms out, and there is a yellow light in a direction on the map. And the map, and by map I mean it's just a grid in the screen, like a very like old-timey green and black grid.
Yeah.
With 2 points of reference, the red and the yellow. Yellow is the new point in the map.
Is there anything on
wish
it?
this thing had a scale marker.
Is there anything on it that looks like a point of reference or some kind of marker or anything that we might recognize?
There is words. There are words coming in the bottom of the screen, but you cannot read them. So to speak.
So does the red dot seem to be us?
Sorry.
Does the red dot seem to be us?
Yes.
The
red dot is always in the middle.
An hour. I just need to take a quick little rest, and I can probably read this language.
Let it be noted that the first disc that you pull out, it's a different color. It's a different color from the ones that were in a series.
Can we put the first disc back in?
When you do, the red light starts beeping again and making that sound that I was doing before.
Okay, so it's just one red light on there blinking.
And when you put one of the other the discs from the series, it's just the red and the yellow. No beep.
I'm curious. What if we were to move in the direction they were traveling?
I wanted to be sure it wasn't a way of seeking out the community. I think chances are we were just along their path.
But this disc is not blinking. And if this disc is presumably a map, then perhaps this was the location they were headed to.
Well, look. And then I go and I get like the 15th disc in the series or however high it went.
Oh, do you go through every disc?
Well, he's just grabbing, I think, another ring.
No, he's just grabbing like the
Yeah.
last one.
I'm getting one of the ones near the end and I want to switch it in and see if the light changes to a different.
When you grab the last disc in the disc that was in the bottom of the accordion, it gives you a yellow light right from the direction that you came in, and the yellow light on the map, it's exactly where you think that your camp would be.
So I
This
was
is a map.
thinking that if they didn't use this, and he's like looking over at Yara, who I think is kind of walking sort of on her own since she doesn't have a rad.
Yep, she's walking alongside.
I mean, I'm kind of scrawny.
I lean in. So I was worried that they were like trying to get to us, and I thought if that other one was the one that was in it, then they weren't looking for us, but maybe they scouted us previously and had us on the map somehow because of this last disc. So we should probably take it back and like look through all of them and see what we can find.
I agree.
Man, this stuff got real big real quick. Sylas is like, he takes a second to like slump over the front like he's not like falling off, but just like the fight is done and the adrenaline just wore off and he just realized like the world got a little bit smaller. He needs a moment, I think.
Rufus rides up to him and he just goes, "Well, that's the first thing you've said that wasn't total stupidity!" And he slaps him on the back probably too hard.
Yeah, I definitely almost fall off. And like at the last minute, just like grab on and what a good joke, friend. And I look back at Yara suspiciously.
And Yara looks up to you guys right in the ostrich, like, all right, I'm glad everything is all right, Sylas. I always count on you to bring up the spirits. Randall, did you want to say something?
No, I'm good.
So we're headed back to the town or whatever?
So you guys head back to the town. I thought you wanted to mention something about the language.
Oh, I do want to take an hour break.
When we get back to town, we're too exposed.
Comprehend language, I want to switch out my spells.
All right, we're going to want to get back to the camp. You guys go back to camp, and you can take a short rest. You can take the benefits of a short rest, because while you're back in town, Hank and Ella call you all into the elders' tent, and you give them an update, and Hank is like, "Holy shoot! We really have to take a look at this. This is not good. I could probably translate this, but it's gonna take me some time. I was a technician during the war, but they always change the codes in their and this is the kind of devices for safety, of course. It might take me some time to decipher this. If I could use any help. If any of you have any experience with this,
I just need
languages.
All right. So you go with Hank, Randall, and you give him a hand during the short rest time. What are you two doing?
I can heal, right?
So yes, during a short rest, you can roll
Yeah.
a d10 and add your Constitution modifier to that.
So I didn't actually take any damage, and all of my abilities are long rest based. So I'm going to spend my hour regaling people with the slightly embellished story of our fight. Just like raising spirits because people are concerned. Like, it was bad, but we were the conquering heroes, and we were going to be great.
I heal for a total of 14 of the 4 damage that I need to heal.
So
Wait, 14?
Yeah.
How?
I rolled a 9 or 12. Sorry, I added wrong.
Oh, okay. So I was gonna say.
I added wrong.
Aha!
Oh,
Still,
I
that's-
added. I can't believe I did that. Okay.
no, it's still good. You're fine.
I used
I
my
want
dex
to know
instead
where
of
we're
my
tying
con.
up our hex speaks.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Sorry, our clockstridges.
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 By the way, that annoying kid that hit you in the foot last night, he is obsessed with your ostrich. He is like nonstop running around, even though the elders told the kids to go hide.
I assume that the ostrich is annoyed by him and stabs him with its face axe.
Are they like sentient when they're unrighted, or do they just sort of go into sleep mode, or can I like play fetch with mine?
No playing fetch, but after riding them after riding them back to the camp and spending the short rest with the ostriches, you manage to. The only way to describe this is to attune yourselves with the ostrich. They are not a magical item, but during the short rest that you spend around the ostriches, they get accustomed to you, and each of them gets connected to its rider in a way that you find even a little creepy. It's like it was bred to bond with you, like little ducklings, kind of.
This is weird, but I like it because riding a clockstridge is rad.
And write down that you found 15 brown bottles of oil and 30 green.
Oh, is this together or
All together among all
Okay.
3 of them.
Yeah, I have them from earlier.
You can split it up. All right.
Yeah,
He's got
well,
them.
we'll
He's
split
got
it up once we know what they do.
And after playing around a little bit with it, and by getting the little bits of the code from Hank about what this all means, you can tell that the green one means food, or sustenance. The word, the code word for those bottles is sustenance, and the brown one is speed.
Interesting.
So logically, they put the brown oil when they went fast.
Maybe? Yes.
They probably also need the green on a regular basis then.
We also should probably figure out how to make the green as
You
well.
go to work and make that bread.
Okay, are we able to just split these up evenly and keep them, or does the community have other uses for the oil that?
Hank has no idea what to do with that oil. Like, you should, if you're keeping these birds, you should keep the oils.
Okay.
So 5 and 10 each.
Yeah, so everybody gets 5 brown and 10 green.
And at the end of the short rest, Hank tells you that the discs that seem to be part of a series actually are nothing more than a collection of all the military facilities in the FAFSAn border with Malaris, and that this was just another one of the facilities within this list.
Yara, didn't
Yeah.
you say you saw a facility with cockroaches?
Well, there's a nest of them somewhere in the desert, but I didn't see any other military facilities nearby. And then Hank has explored he puts all the discs in the thing, and he's like, they're like plenty of hundreds of miles away.
The community is like we have taken over one, though, right?
Yeah, this is one of those facilities.
Okay. So
And
that's
that's
where
why-
that's why she brought it up earlier.
Oh.
So it must mean that we were fighting right near one, probably.
But we
Yeah,
were
we-
fighting near the community.
And the community isn't a facility. That's in the beginning they explained to you this is an abandoned facility from the FAFSAn army, and that you guys have taken it over to make it your home base.
Maybe I'm getting the discs mixed up. The first disc.
The
It
first
was
disc,
blinking
the one that blinks,
location we were at.
Hank said, I am not gonna put that one back on because it seems to be giving off a signal.
It's a tracking beacon.
Seems like it. These people had this on to broadcast their location somewhere, and I don't know where this somewhere is, or who these people are. I could attempt to backwards engineer this, reverse engineer this, but I'm not confident in my skills that much.
When we disrupted the line, we might have created a signal to the people on the other end.
I also put the disc back on a few times while I was testing, and I'm sure that I broadcasted our location. Sorry.
Well, then we need to move.
I agree. I know you were all looking to settle, but with this new information, you might want to consider finding a new.
Sylas puts his hand on Hank's back. Stay, Chipper. I'm sure we can find another perfect abandoned location that we can all live in safely.
Well, we do have a bunch of discs with their locations on them.
Exactly, I'm sure we can.
And Hank says, with enough time, I definitely could hack into this thing, and if I manage to break the code completely, with this kid's help, this kid's abilities to decipher script is marvelous. We should be able to tap into the map and get locations that are not in these discs. But I might need time for that, and we need a safe place to do so. We should get out of here.
So which direction shall we travel?
Everyone looks at Sylas.
I will speak with Manuela and Yara and find us a safe route that we can take. Perhaps somewhere that will lead us close to one of these facilities, but maybe not exactly where it is. You might be quite useful in helping us find a suitable campsite, if you would be interested, Rufus.
I'd certainly rather be anywhere but here. This location has been exposed.
Yeah, Hank against this. Again, guys, I'm very sorry. That's science. You experiment, you fail again, and then sometimes you succeed. Let's get ready for another commute.
Yeah, I just I give myself one brief sigh, and then I just look up and start making the time to move calls. The caca, time to move code.
Manuela, when you go to her, she was ready for this. She's like, yeah, I figure it out. It's a shame, dear. It's a real shame. I started to like this place already, but
who has it right now, Hank?
Hank has it, yeah.
Okay, so I'd kind of like to just Well, while Manuela and Hank is like, when we're having this conversation, I just kind of want to be like, well, and I look through and I pick disc 26. I'm just picking a random one from the middle. I don't know how many there are.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it in to the thing, and the map lights up. Seems as good a pick as any.
All right. We're heading to disc 26. And you
I
guys...
hope you've planned out every single disc so that we can systematically go to each location.
Oh, I mean, whatever disc you pick is going to be the place we're going anyways. So you guys pack up. It takes most of the rest of the day to get everything together because, again, it's not that hard to pack away a nomadic tribe. You guys are ready to go at all times. And you start hitting the road. Normally, they leave Yara and their scouts to do the navigating, but this time around, you guys are here. Do you want to assist them in any way?
I kind of imagine that I'm up front on my clockstridge, which I'm currently trying to figure out a name for, and I think any kids keep running up and being like, "Hey, name it Butt Munch," and I'm like, no. But I think
Fart Master!
Yeah, if nobody minds, I'm holding the thing and like directing Yara the direction of the blips.
All right. By navigating, I meant avoiding natural and...
Oh no, I'm no good at that.
Yes.
I walk right into that.
I probably can.
I'll assist.
So Yara reluctantly receives your help. She's like, "Ugh, we're gonna need you here. I could do this by myself. I'll take your help." Roll survival roll with advantage. Survival, because wait, are you training this?
Yeah.
So you can't really help with the survival. You and Yara gives you you get advantage anyways because you're doing it as a group. What happened?
We made these character sheets a long time ago.
Why?
Because I'm trained in survival. I guess I'll help.
Wait, you're trying survival?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm just not very wise.
Survival with advantage, the higher one. So that's a total of 12? Because that's the best I rolled?
Really? Oh, wow. Yeah.
You're not trained in survival?
He is.
I am,
You
but I rolled a
grade.
freaking 8 and a 6.
Oh.
Okay, level 1. 12 is a doable DC.
It
Feels
is.
good.
You do manage to find a safe passage for the first day, but you're not very good at hiding your tracks because not only is it a lot of people, it's about 28 to 30 people in this community. You also now have the 3 birds and all the crap that you're hauling around. So
That's
covering
not enough genetic diversity to maintain a stable population.
We have been here for 17 years. Literally no more than that.
yeah.
Just saying.
I mean,
Long term, not
Kids are
viable.
being born here and there.
And
so-
they're all related to each other.
Eventually, yeah.
Happy birthday, Sylas. 17. Woo, your society's falling apart.
I mean, they gave you beans for your birthday.
They did. They gave me so many green beans. We had 4.
You got half of one because that's like you're the prince that night, okay? So the first night you managed to stay out of trouble. No danger meets your group. But a few more days pass by. Make another survival roll.
Yep. With advantage again?
Yeah. And those, what's your passive investigation?
Oh, wait. Add a d6.
18.
Oh. So that's a total of 26?
Nice.
18 passive investigation.
All right. So your passive investigation, like something is bothering you. You have noticed weird shadows in the ground. You've noticed, like, when sometimes you look back and you have like the feeling of being followed. And on day 7 of your trip into the direction of the yellow spot in the map, or I'm sorry, disc 25, 24,
26.
Disc 26.
disc 26.
I like that it rhymes. We did that on purpose.
Execute order 66.
Well, it also means that, because I said I picked one in the middle, so it means that there's like 50 of these facilities, and now Gato has to write out each one.
And there's 2 sets of discs or 1?
Just one set of
Okay.
discs, but it had the one disc is like the
We have
beacon, and
it's
the
like a
others
deck
are
of many things
the
too.
finding.
The discs. Okay.
Um,
That's-
yeah, on the way there, you notice that something is off. Either you're not going around in circles because you have a very good mapper
Yeah, you do.
and you have a very useful device, but something is not adding up to you. Something is off.
Okay.
Randall.
Can I make like a nature check or something?
You're gonna have to do a more proactive investigation roll.
Oh, are we giving our birds an oil each day, basically?
Yes.
I'll get to that right now. After the week,
Okay.
something happens.
So roll this for investigation.
Mhm.
Okay.
A 1.
Ben just keeps getting increasingly depressed.
It's like I'm looking at it though. I don't know how you do it. There's a 1 and you just keep getting.
It's thematic.
ones, and
All
it's-
right, so Randall
Wow.
dies. Ben, make your next character.
I'll make sure to
Meantime,
never
we'll talk
ask you
about
to
it.
roll a saving throw that will kill you because you'll fail it. Unfortunately, you're like,
Wait
no,
till this episode.
everything is good. According to Randall, everything is fine. He's just a little bit on edge because of his most recent life experiences.
I've been eating a lot of food, so my stomach's upset a little.
You're not used
You're
to
not used to
nutrition.
That's
And on days that food is low, some of the elders have access to magic, and they always use it to create water and cast Goodberry when there's not enough food to feed everyone.
That's good.
But the birds, after a week of traveling, the birds start powering down and start going at half speed. Eventually, they just keep taking naps every hour. And
Green
they're just-
oil it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we all try a green oil around the same time and see if they explode.
No, the green oil, it's like feeding a horse a bucket of oats. It's just feeling its oats. They're just jumping around, skipping and yipping around. They're happy little birds.
Can I make like a Arcana check to try to figure out what this oil is? Because we're gonna have to eventually make more of it.
Yes, please. Make an arcana and a medicine if you have it. Or
I have
herbalism.
medicine trained actually.
If you're training with a herbalism kit, you can also roll.
I also have proficiency as hermit.
Oh yeah, herbalism.
So
Choose your highest.
it's 17 and it's all going to be the same number, so 23.
All right. Wait, 23. You have +4 intelligence. Okay.
No, plus 2 proficiency.
Plus 4 intelligence, yeah.
3.
Mhm.
17 plus 5 is
22.
20.
23.
Oh, bad math.
I'm like, wait, 23.
I didn't roll a 1. That's the good thing, okay?
Anyways, so that strip of mechanical.
I'm face palming so hard for the people listening.
I might take the lucky feet after today.
What was your level 1 feat of servant? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it just gave you all that information that you weren't able to parse together.
For the listener, I don't think we went through this, but Randall is a human wizard, Rufus is a human ranger, and Sylas is a human bard.
Mm-hmm.
And they all went the feat route, which if you played D&D 5th edition before, you would know that that's the way to go. I just winked and did finger guns at the mic.
What is
Finger
so,
guns.
what is the D&D we're doing?
All right. You feed the birds. Randall didn't find anything wrong with the environment, even though he feels something is off. But oh well.
I did have a question about the birds.
Yes.
Do I get to add my land vehicle proficiency? Because they're part robot.
They're not a vehicle. They are
Okay.
just an animal on a mount. And with your nature arcana herbalism check, you figure out that they got their insides rearranged. Oh god, that came out very wrong.
They've been Borg.
Yeah, they've been cyborged in a way that removes the need for sustenance, and instead they use this supplemental blend of oil and nutrients that gets shot directly into their bodies,
Okay.
and lasts up to a week without needing to be changed.
Okay. But nothing wrong with the oil is yet. Okay. Gotcha.
You don't know what it is or what it's made out of, but that's its purpose, and that's how it works. And you can assume that the brown oil, it's just like nitro.
Does the green oil seem more natural in origin, or is it some like mystical in some way?
It's more natural than anything else. It's a mixture of oil and other.
So it's like an herbal remedy almost.
Yeah, it's like essential oil.
Can I do a nature check to figure out what's in it?
He just tried and rolled very high. It was,
but that wasn't a nature check, was it?
It was kind of a.
It was a herbalism. Check.
Oh, that's true. If you don't do nature, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to just try a different check. Well, there we go. Okay. And I get a
1.
16, so
Oh,
a 20
nice.
total.
With a 20 nature, you can figure out that the plants involved in it are easy to find, somewhat easy to find, considering that most things are dead and the ground is arid as hell. But it's mostly a lot of like very nutritional weeds and grass made this way so that people on the road could find them and craft this.
Do I think I have enough information to reproduce it, or I just kind of know what might be in it?
You kind of know. You can attempt to look for these herbs.
99% tumbleweed.
But you need another thing that you don't have on hand, which is plain oil.
Aha! And I knew there would be a catch.
Yeah.
There's always a catch.
But if we could figure out
My guess is that there might be more of this oil in these facilities.
that too.
Good point.
All right, roll your
I'm sorry.
survival.
Good point.
Okay, so for your survival, I'm helping you and inspiring you.
For
So you
week
get-
2.
God, for week 2? We've
Yes.
been on the road for a while now.
Okay. So wait, that means I have advantage now?
And a d6.
And
For
a
the
D6.
record, Sylas grows embarrassingly bad facial hair. It just does not come in. So he prestidigitations it away every morning.
What did you roll?
You just rub your hands on your
It's just
face.
and it's gone.
So let's see, 15, 16, 17, 21 total.
Yeah, you managed to navigate fine, and as you are approaching this, on the last 2 days of travel, the land went from being flat and arid to being more craggy and more moory. So there was like wetness in the floor. So it's not just like dry desert land. Now it's more like mushy dead forest vibe to this space. There are a lot of calcinated remains of trees everywhere, and you have come by a few hills here and there. And you have been riding alongside the skirt of a mountain for the last 2 days of the trip. And the GPS, let's call it GPS for now, I guess, the device, I don't know its name yet, brings you down to a ginormous, by ginormous I mean Lord of the Rings, the Keep of the Dwarfs kind of large, a large set of stone doors. They are crafted into the face of the mountain, and they go up about 60 feet.
Are they open or
They are closed.
is there any other things in the mountainside? Windows?
Now you can see
Towers.
immediately. So you arrive there and it's locked, and you cannot tell the way in from the get-go. What do you do? The caravan, by the way, is super tired. Everyone is like in a bad mood. They've been on the road for 2 weeks. They're tired, sore, and hungry.
I mean, this was the destination we were headed.
Mm-hmm.
So is this one of the next ones? This was number 26?
That is this 26, yeah.
We should camp outside. Let everyone rest.
Yeah, I don't want... Even if we can get in, we shouldn't let the whole caravan come in. Can we, find a place to shore up camp?
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Maybe,
go to the side, maybe.
a half an hour walk away?
Yeah, you can. There is parts of the mountain that have been chipped away. There are caves at ground level, not caves, more like just crevices at the base of the mountain.
Okay, so we find a nice little alcove for everyone to live
Yeah.
in if we die in the place.
And if it starts to rain, they're shielded.
Meanwhile, I'm going to investigate to see if I can find a better way in.
You do that.
I do that.
I'm gonna check out the
14
there's no
total.
caves, right?
I'm sorry. What happened?
I rolled a 14 total for my investigation.
All right, I'll give you an answer in a second. Randall,
There are no caves.
like I said, there are caves, but they're not like. If you want to, like,
I don't know that.
Cameo by Jeff Bezos.
yeah, Alexa is. Nope. Goddamn, I said her name.
Now you can summon her.
In the future, we'll have to turn her off. Good note for episode 3.
If you want to look for a cave that will lead into that space that you saw the doors, you will have to spend some time like walking around and looking around the mountain. You cannot just like in one look learn
I'm
that.
gonna stay with the group, but I'm gonna be investigating them as we pass.
See, I'd rather go with Rufus, I think, and go knock.
Check the door.
Yeah, as far as I know, we've got the mechanical birds. Maybe though that they've got garage door openers or something. Like
Their faces are axes. I mean, if all else
No.
fails, we just run the birds into it full speed over and over again.
Aw,
what
poor
an
birds.
interesting idea, Rufus.
Well, let us move to the door, and I will like casually, as I go by, investigate stuff.
Yeah, the caves by caves I mean those like the depressions in the rock are nothing more than just like badger holes, pretty much. You go back to the front doors. Your passive investigation is and passive perception is high enough to tell that there has been foot traffic coming in and out of his doors, and this foot traffic is in the form of more of the birds.
That means the birds can get through.
Mm-hmm. It also might mean that it is an active
You
facility.
you might need to do an active roll to find out more about the footsteps.
I will take a nature check. if I
There
can.
are footsteps that like go in.
Now, yeah.
I will take a
um,
nature check.
No, not nature. It's either survival or investigation.
It's not gonna matter either way.
Yeah, I'll take a survival. I'm basically trying to like line up my clockstridge with the like one of the ones that are going in and like walk forward, like have it move forward, see if it reacts in any way.
Mm-hmm.
And I rolled a 7 on the die for a whopping 11.
Yeah, you don't get that much information from that, and the door doesn't open when your bird walks in and out of range of it. But Rufus rolled an investigation roll around the door earlier,
Yes, I did.
and there is a mechanism associated with the door. And from the outside, unfortunately, you didn't roll good enough to find the mechanism, but not good enough to be able to figure out how it works or to disable it.
My fine friend, please squawk the passcode. And I'm just like
The bird just
tapping
goes,
the bird and nothing.
Nothing.
Stupid clock
Do a
stretch.
check of some kind on it.
On the door, yes, of course. You can actively investigate it.
Investigation. Will a 15 do it?
With a 15, you get to get a little bit more than what he got, which is that by using the device that you found earlier, let's call it the FAFSAn. Yeah, let's call it a FAFSAn. The FAFSAn can be used to open the door.
I relay this information to Hank, who I believe is, Sylas.
Yeah, I think I've been carrying it during the journey, and like Hank would be back with the.
So then I relay that information to Sylas.
I dramatically hold up the device because I have no concept of how it works. I'm just like, ha!
Just by holding it up, it doesn't do anything.
And then I like bring it over to what Rufus found so we can stand around it and hit buttons as a group.
What if you just mash it in there?
Alright, we try we try looking for the USB port, and obviously we put it in upside down the first
So
time.
you put it near the keyhole. That's called the panel that's on the side of the stone doors, and the FAFSAn starts beeping again, but not in that like GPS beeping mode, but more like as if something was loading, or as back in the day, like those the routers for the computers. Yeah.
You know, the modems.
Yeah, the modems. Yeah, the modems, not routers.
The modems.
Starts making an old school modem sound, and after a little bit, it says, enter code. Out loud and common.
I squeeze my clock strange.
Is there like a keyboard? How do I enter this code?
The FAFSA bit has buttons in it, but again, it's all in the code that you had to decipher before.
Okay, so I will comprehend language.
You'll cast it or ritual it? You cast it, alright. By casting it, you now are able to understand what the code stands for. And which word do you put in?
Are there options? It's basically like a keyboard.
Just a keyboard, yeah. But it wasn't in code before.
Real quick, I scribble down as best as I can, meaning only okay, what the letters were for disc 26. Like the name of the disc, but it's currently in the thing, so I can't pull it out and look at the label.
Mm-hmm, correct.
And those are the letters I press in.
Nothing happens. Please try again.
FAFSA.
Thank you. Welcome to Facility 26. Yeah, it was a very easy password.
Are all key code things supposed to be that easy? I don't know if that's how that usually goes.
Well, you need the device too.
When the doors open, however, you are shocked to see. Well, I'm not going to tell you how to feel, but you do see a squad of about 5 or 6 orcs, the same kind that you saw before. They're all very well dressed. They are all, again, military looking. And the doors open up to the side. When the stone doors light apart, you see carved into the wall of the mountain, there is a 200 feet high set of staircases going from both sides. And they meet at the top into an opening that goes deep into the cave, into the mountain. Alongside the staircases, there are a few openings that are being used by these orcs. In the ground floor or in the courtyard, there are about 10 axe beaks chained up to the stables. To your right and to your left, there is a few abandoned carts and one land vehicle that seems to be also mechanical.
And all the orcs have turned to see us.
What is the
Yes.
distance between us and the orcs? The total distance?
They are not immediately next to you. The staircases go up about 250 feet. So the ones are within range of you are about 60 feet away, the closest bunch.
Hello, I'm Sylas Cantor. I'm here to help return your lost property. As I get off the axe beak.
I, however, am just gonna, I guess, kick the stirrups into the axe beak or whatever and make it run full steam at them while I pull out my swords.
All right, let's end that there for episode 2. Oh boy.
Dramatically
Yeah, right?
different approaches.
Very different approaches.
And that's it for today, fellas. Thank you so much for listening. This is episode 2 of The Legend of Nat 1. I am sweating bullets over here. This got a little bit more intense than I thought it was going to. I don't know why. I knew it was happening. This is Germán, your DM.
I'm Shane, and I played Sylas Cantor. I hope you enjoyed it.
I'm Ben. I played Randall.
I'm Dave, and I played Rufus McBarley.
You're still in voice.
If you want to know how this ended up, tune in for episode 3 when these kids are going to take over this facility.
Next time on The Legend of Nat 1, will Sylas negotiate out of this situation? No.
Probably not.
No. Rufus is going in, swords a swinging.
Yeah.